North Brother Island. This abandoned scrap of land sits in the East River of New York City, a decaying monument to disease and forced isolation. It was once the site of Riverside Hospital, where the city sent people suffering from smallpox, typhus, and most famously, Typhoid Mary, who spent decades imprisoned here until her death. Today, the hospital wings are being swallowed by thick, strangling vines, and the morgue drawers still hang open in the darkness. The city has strictly banned the public from stepping foot on the island, leaving the crumbling wards to the ghosts of the thousands who died there alone, staring at the Manhattan skyline they were never allowed to return to. Snake Island. Known officially as Ilha de Queimada Grande off the coast of Brazil, this is widely considered the most modern death trap on the planet. It is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers, a species so venomous their strike causes human flesh to literally melt off the bone before the nervous system shuts down. Legends tell of a lighthouse keeper and his family who were massacred by the serpents in a single night, their bodies found days later in a house filled with slithering shadows. The Brazilian Navy has placed the island under permanent military blockade, not to protect the snakes, but to prevent any human from ever experiencing the agonizing, liquid death that waits under every leaf. Poveglia Island. Located in the Venetian Lagoon, this island is so saturated with human remains that the soil is said to be 50% human ash. During the Black Death, the Venetian government used the island as a dumping ground for the infected, throwing the living and the dead into massive burning pits to stop the plague. Centuries later, a psychiatric hospital was built on the site, where a sadistic doctor reportedly performed lobotomies with hand drills before being driven mad by the screams of the dead and leaping to his death from the bell tower. Italian authorities have sealed the island tight, and local fishermen refuse to even pass near it, fearing their nets will drag up the charred bones of the forgotten. North Sentinel Island. This small, forested patch in the Indian Ocean is home to a tribe that has remained in the Stone Age for over 60,000 years, and they have made it clear they want every outsider dead. Anyone who has attempted to land, from shipwrecked sailors to misguided missionaries, has been met with a hail of iron-tipped arrows and a brutal, primitive end. The Indian government has established a 3-mile exclusion zone enforced by the Coast Guard, effectively leaving the island as a sovereign black hole where modern law does not exist. If you vanish on these shores, no one is coming to save you, and your body will likely be left on the beach as a grisly warning to the rest of the world. Niihau. Often called the Forbidden Island of Hawaii, this private patch of land has been closed to the world since 1915 to preserve a way of life that time forgot. It is a place without paved roads, indoor plumbing, or internet, where the residents speak a dialect of Hawaiian heard nowhere else on Earth. While it sounds like a paradise, the island's history is stained by the Niihau incident of 1941, when a Japanese pilot crashed there and terrorized the inhabitants, leading to a bloody struggle for survival. Today, the owners allow no tourists, no journalists, and no uninvited guests, leading many to wonder what exactly is being kept so strictly hidden behind the veil of cultural preservation. Surtsey Island. Emerging violently from the Atlantic Ocean during a volcanic eruption in 1963, this Icelandic island is one of the youngest places on Earth and is legally off-limits to almost every human being. Scientists have banned visitors to ensure that life colonizes the volcanic rock without any human interference, making it a pristine laboratory of natural evolution. Only a handful of researchers are allowed to stay in a tiny, cramped hut, and they must undergo rigorous decontamination to ensure they don't accidentally drop a single seed or microbe. The isolation is so absolute that any unauthorized footprint is treated as a crime against science, leaving the island to develop its own strange alien ecosystem in total silence. Heard Island. Tucked away in the freezing, desolate waters between Antarctica and Australia, this island is home to a massive, active volcano known as Big Ben. The terrain is a nightmare of shifting glaciers, razor-sharp volcanic rock, and winds so powerful they can throw a grown man into the sea. Because of its extreme danger and ecological fragility, the Australian government requires a mountain of permits that are almost never granted to the general public. It is a place of raw, primordial violence, where the Earth is constantly venting fire into a sub-Antarctic sky, reminding us that there are still corners of this world that simply were not made for human lungs to breathe in.